Hello, everybody. I hope you are having an amazing day. It's storming here. It's Christmas Eve, and I wanted to do my vlog post, and I kept waiting and waiting for the weather to clear, and it never did. So I said I might as well go ahead and do my vlog post. I hope this one makes you smile. Now, look, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so at youtube.com/gotta be handmade. Now, this one I really hope makes you smile this Christmas. Well, it's Christmas Eve, but I hope it makes you smile. Now, the title of this one is The Chicken Was Frozen Solid. My Aunt Clyde made hats. She really enjoyed sewing, but never really had the time to sew. Aunt Clyde was tall and thin. She was a businesswoman and loved the super expensive clothes that she really couldn't afford. So she had a box filled with Vogue patterns that she was either making or intended to make. I think that Aunt Clyde was the strongest woman I have ever met. She was an old school wife. They bought a starter home and through the years moved to bigger and better homes, but kept each of the houses. She not only rented them, she also managed them. When I was a little girl, people didn't go on cruises as frequently as they do now, especially black people. Aunt Clyde and Uncle Lewis did, but they called them tours. Mama would say, "Clyde is going on another tour." That meant she was going on a cruise. She also liked antique furniture. She took classes to reupholster an antique chair and couch for her den. Aunt Clyde was a teacher and owned a nursery school in Atlanta. She taught me one of the best lessons in really being thankful for people's everyday contributions to my life. She was a great cook and cooked dinner for her family every day in the midst of all she was doing. She didn't have a mean bone in her body. No matter what she dealt with, she dealt with it without saying one bad word or or upsetting anybody. She was strong but meek. Mom and I were visiting with her one day while she was cooking dinner. She liked croaker and had cooked a full meal: fried fish, hot buttered rice, green beans, cornbread, iced tea, and pound cake. She and my mother were talking in the kitchen. She went into her dining room and set the table because it was time for Uncle Lewis to come home. He owned a barber shop. Just as she sat the cold glass of iced tea on the table with a little bowl of sliced lemons, he walked in the door. I remember it like it was yesterday. They greeted one another. He spoke to me and asked how I was doing in school. Then he and Mama got into a conversation about his charity work. Uncle Lewis disappeared to wash up for dinner. Aunt Clyde put his hot served plate on the table at his seat. Then she started gathering the hot sauce, pepper, etc. Uncle Lewis appeared and headed to his seat. He asked Mama if we were staying for dinner, to which she answered, "No, we have to leave." Uncle Lewis looked down at his plate and paused. Then he said, "Clyde, I thought we were having that chicken today." Still in the kitchen, she said, "Oh, Louis, did you want that chicken?" It seemed like a road runner moment. He talked slow and kind of whining. He slowly said, "I thought that was what we were having to." Before he said day, Aunt Clyde picked up his plate, entered the kitchen, stepped on the trash can. The lid flew open. She shook his plate, and the entire hot dinner dropped into the trash, and the lid closed. She said, "I'll have it ready as soon as I can," in her beautiful, smiling, normal voice. She walked over to the refrigerator and opened the freezer door and took out a frozen, solid chicken. I was sitting at the breakfast table in the kitchen watching the scene. I looked in the dining room at Uncle Lewis. He seemed to be in shock, still looking down at the area where the plate had sat. Mama looked at him, stood up, and came into the kitchen. She looked in the sink at the chicken and said, "Clyde, is that frozen chicken the one that has to be cooked for Lewis's dinner?" Aunt Clyde said, "Oh, Lucille, it won't take that long to thaw out. I'll thaw it out and fry it." Mama said, "Where is the fish?" She said, "I only had one. The kids are having hot dogs." Mama said, "I mean, where is Lewis's plate?" "Oh, Lucille, it's in the trash." Mama walked over to the trash can, stepped on the pedal, the lid flew open, and there was that hot meal in there with all of the other trash. Mama walked back into the dining room and told Uncle Lewis that dinner may take a while because the chicken was in the freezer. He sat there for a few seconds and said in a soft, low, calm voice, "Well, I'll never be unthankful for my dinner again. I skipped lunch waiting on the chicken." Mama said, "You will really enjoy it late tonight when it is ready to eat." Aunt Clyde was seasoning the flour, getting the skillet ready, and the oil for the chicken. I said, Aunt Clyde, are you going to fry the chicken? She ran some water over the chicken. She told me that you should run cold water over frozen chicken and it will thaw quicker. She chuckled. Linda, you know Louis always did love my fried chicken. The lesson I learned that day is priceless. It also brings me to laughter every time I think about it. This is the season for giving. Don't forget to be thankful for those everyday actions of others that we are blessed with. Now, in my handmade life, this one is a skyscraper. Have a very Merry Christmas.